Hello! Today I'm changing the strings on my acoustic guitar. I only do this like once a year, so I figured I would take this opportunity to make a little video about it. This is my first guitar. It is a Gremlin. Beyond that, I'm not sure. It says made in China on the little sticker inside. There used to be model number in here, but that is gone. It was just like ink stamped in the little hole here, but it's gone now. Let's see, when did I get this? I got this guitar in 1999. And I got it at Schmidt Music in Maplewood, across from the mall. And I think it was like $75. I kind of conned my mom into going in there because at that point I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar, and I started buying like guitar magazines, Guitar World and Guitar One, and I would just read about guitars, and like I was like, let's go in there, I promise I won't buy anything. And I just wore her down. At the time, I wasn't really aware of the significance of a guitar having nylon strings. I don't think I knew that this guitar had nylon strings. Didn't matter. I didn't know anything about guitar, and I didn't know anybody that knew anything about guitar. Over the years, I've had to make some repairs on this. There was a period where I kept this in the trunk of my car for like a year. There are like teeth marks, bite marks on it around here. At different points, the soundboard came away from the side. Came from along this side, there was a split at one point, and then another point there was another split over here. And I just clamped it up and glued it with some Elmer's wood glue, and it's held. It's held fucking great. There's no truss rod in this. I'm pretty sure that if you try to replace the frets, the whole thing would just fall apart. I have replaced the tuning machines. These little brass gears kind of wear down. They have, on mine at least. I made a pickup once out of a piezo. I'm saying piezo just because I can't remember how to say it. Piezo. It was a buzzer. I got it from Radio Shack. It's just a little speaker buzzer thing, and I taped it using double-sided tape to some carpet pad that I found on the street. And I picked it up because I had a room in this giant apartment that I had above a restaurant I used to work at. And I was trying to not soundproof it, but treat it for sound. And I thought, what a great way to use some used and discarded carpet pad. Anyway, I looked online and it was like, tape it to some foam and put a jack in there and connect it up, and you'll have a pickup for your acoustic guitar. And I did, and it was so bad. I tried plugging it in one time at JB's, I believe, and all it did was feedback. Couldn't use it. Eventually, I went to Dave's guitar, and they put in I think it's a K&K pickup system, which is based on the same principles, but I think they're just generally made for this application. And they put 3 of them under here. And these are the same hole that I drilled in my guitar. I drilled this hole at one point, but they used the same one. It was great. And although it needs a lot of help, it sounds pretty good for a $75 guitar, but I admittedly am using like a lot of processing to try to get it to sound good, but it works, it does the job. I always use the Augustine Black set of strings. A lot of places stopped carrying them a few years ago because the price jumped like, I think it doubled, and so places stopped carrying them because they didn't think anybody would buy them, so I had to buy them online. These ones, they're the only strings I've ever used. I don't even know if I like other ones. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I use the tie end because I feel like it, because I learned how to do it by having to change the strings on this thing one time when I had no idea how to do it and no one to look for help. I just reverse engineered it and did it. There are, in the bridge, it's kind of unrelated, in the bridge there's 2 pins that go through and connect the bridge to the body, and without that I would not have this guitar anymore because this thing likes to pull up. I have to keep it hydrated. I just have a little 35mm can, film canister. I poked some holes in the top. I keep a sponge wet and I leave it in the case, and that seems to help a lot with the bridge lifting up. It doesn't lift up, so that's pretty good. Let's see, what else do I have to say about this guitar? People are kind of confused and don't know how to use this guitar, and that's fine. I don't know how to use this guitar. I don't use it correctly, I'm sure. I've actually had people tell me I don't use it correctly. This is a 3/4 size guitar, or a student size guitar. So the thing that I'm gonna do that's different this time is, usually when I change strings, I like to go like that, so that it leaves enough slack to wrap around the tuning peg a couple of times. But I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just gonna tie it on there. Well, not tie it, I just go, whoops. Just go around and then back and underneath, so that when I start tuning it up, it's gonna lay over that. And keep it in place. These stretch a lot. I'm like, oof, I'm like a half turn around it. Let's see, I used to doing this, like when I used to listen to a lot of new metal and stuff, I used to detune this all the time. Like down to A. And hear how fast these things are stretching. Almost moving on a half step flat already. Look at how many times I'm cranking this. this end. It shouldn't. Okay, how many? I'm already twice around on the low E string. I'm already twice around on the A string. I'm twice around on the D. I'm good. After starting with 0 reps, I'm gonna end up at like 3 or 4 probably. Alright, I will spare the stretching. I will hopefully come up with a good video out of this. I don't know. Is this interesting? Who knows? But this one's pretty beat up. I'm kind of proud of how this is still playable. It sounds like I like the sound of this guitar. And it's gonna sound good with the new strings on it, I can tell. I mean, obviously that's out of tune, but it sounds cool. It sounds cool, and not a lot of people use these, which makes me happier to be using it myself. It's unique. Well, it's not unique, really. It's rare. So, thanks for watching. I don't have a lot of plans solid for this channel right now. I have some ideas, and we'll see how far I can go with that. But until next time, until I come up with another video, have a good day. Until? Where am I going with until? Sometimes you start a sentence and then find out that there's no way to end that sentence. So, just like that sentence, let us end this video the same way. In a way that you can't end it.